Hello, welcome to my class on how to create a new job. I had the sound turned off earlier, sorry about that. I want to welcome everybody to this class. I want to welcome my clients, my students, and my new friends from the internet. I'm so happy you could join me tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun actually learning how to create a new job. And I'm going to try to squeeze it all into 45 minutes tonight. So bear with me. I'm going to set it up so that we actually go through all the steps together of how to create a new job. And I'm actually going to give you time to work on those steps in this class tonight. But I don't want you to feel like you have to get the mock-up and the work that we're going to do perfect tonight, because you're actually going to go home with all of these tools. You're going to be given the printout for how to do a mock-up and also the exercise that I'm going to give you before the mock-up. So you're going to go home with all the tools to be able to do this on your own. So if when we're working tonight, you feel like you're having a race or something to catch up, don't worry. You'll be able to redo this at home. And actually, most of you will probably want to redo the techniques that I'm going to show you tonight once the class is over, so that you can take a little bit more time to get it just right. All right, well, what are we doing tonight? I will tell you. We're going to create a clear mental image picture of what you would like to have as a job. And a clear mental image picture, why that is important, is because everything that gets created by man, woman, or child on this planet gets created by creating a mental image picture first. So we're going to actually learn how to create that mental image picture first, and then we're going to take all of those goodies and put it into the mock-up. And the mock-up, for those of you that are not familiar with this term mock-up, you're going to hear me be using it a lot tonight. Now, a mock-up in its original form, and I'm going back to the dark ages when I used to do graphics, and Sharon, if you're out there, hello, she's my graphics buddy. We worked at Mervyn's together for years. And a mock-up in its, one of its original meanings is creating like a sample of artwork to display so that somebody could get an idea of what the final piece of artwork would be. So you're mocking up kind of the elements of what you want your finished art project or job to be. And you're putting those together, and they may not be exactly the exact picture of what you want, but you're putting it together so that you're showing your client what they can expect to get back. And that's what we do with a mock-up in the energy world, is we build a picture for the universe, in this case, instead of a client, and we really hone the details of that mental image picture. And once we have that mental image picture clarified, then that shows the universe exactly what we're looking for in a job. And we take that mental image picture as if it were a slide, and we're going to throw it out into the center of the universe. And when that picture goes out into the center of the universe, in the center of the universe, it starts to magnetize all of the matching energies that you put into that picture. And when all of those energies are magnetized to the picture, that's when it can manifest in the physical plane. And that's why we start with a mental image picture of what we want, because we're setting the energy for this mock-up, whether it's a new job, whether it's a boat, whether it's a vacation, whether it's a romantic partner. That's right. You can do this for a romantic partner too. Once you do that, you get the specifics that you're looking for. You've told the universe how you want your specific job to look, how you want your specific relationship to look. And by sending this picture out, the universe looks at those energies and starts bringing them to the picture. That's how you get the things in life to manifest for you. So a lot of people already have this information, and it's kind of intrinsic to them. They don't have to break it down. They just do it naturally. It could be taught, it could be self-learned, But what we do in this class is we're going to break down how to set up a mock-up so that those of you that aren't familiar with this process can learn how to break down a process and then be able to do it step by step by step and build your picture. All right, so that's the process of what we're going to be doing tonight. And the way that we're going to start this, let me remind you, if you brought a pen and paper, I showed you the paper first, but have a paper and pen with you. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to go grab one. What this next exercise is about is creating definition to what it is that you're looking for. And we want definition to what it is that you're looking for, because whatever you don't define for yourself in your mock-up, the universe fills in for you. So if you were to say, let's say you were trying to create a relationship and you said, I want a relationship, I want to meet him by Friday, and I want him to be good looking, nice, and you send your mock-up out into the universe. Will that person that will show up at your door may very well be good looking and nice, but there are many, many, many other qualities that you didn't recommend or define for yourself. So you could wind up with somebody that has an awful lot of qualities that you don't care for because the universe filled in the difference. So what we're doing in this first step is we are going to define as best as we can what we want in a new job. And before we start this, I just want to say that what you're looking for in a new job is not necessarily the skills that you want to do. That can be a part of it. But what I find with mocking up a new job, what's really important and what a lot of people miss is that what you want to mock up is really the conditions of the job and what you want to experience in the job. It's almost in a way like the skills are secondary because you're really creating an environment and an energy vibration for yourself when you do this technique I'm going to teach you. And without doing that, let's say you go looking online for a job and you just decided today you want a job. I can tell you that all the offers that you see online, none of them are going to be your mock-up because you didn't do a mock-up. So what you're really looking at is other people's mock-ups. That's why one of the first things you want to do is get your mock-up out there. Show the universe your picture of what it is that you want. So here we're going to start with step one with your paper and pen. And this is called the 3-column list. And this is actually wonderful because this 3-column list, you're going to find out, can be used for other things too. And it's an excellent way to define what it is you're looking for. I'm going to tell you the columns and you're going to create them on your page. Column number 1 is your needs. What do you need in the job? Like currently, what are the things that you really need? And it could be anything from I need a job that's close enough that I can walk to I need to make X number of dollars. So that's your column for needs. Then the middle column is your wants. What do you really want in a job? And I would really also consider other things like environment, the social culture of the company, whether your coworkers are kind or not, and whether your boss is reasonable and can communicate well, things like that. Those would be in your wants. And then the third column are your luxury items. And that would be like if you got a job offer and you got something extra on top that was really cool and that just made the whole job great for you. So yes, you can put in as many luxuries as you want to into this third column because it's your job. You get to create it at the energy vibration that you want to be in that job. All right. So I'm going to actually give you some time right now to work on your 3-column list. So let's take about 5 minutes. That's going to wind up seeming like maybe a lot of time, maybe not too much time, but I'm going to give you this time right now to start to fill in your 3-column list. Okay, go ahead and do that now. We're about halfway through your time. And what I'm doing while you all are writing down your lists is I'm grounding effort out of the sanctuary while you work on this, because I'm noticing that a lot of effort and some disappointment from the past is coming out. So you all just keep writing and I'll keep grounding you. Take about another minute or two. Okay, go ahead and start to wrap up. And remember, you can add to this after class. Okay, go ahead and put the pen down. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little energy work with the page that you just wrote. So you're going to take your page and hold it in one hand. You can hold it out in front of you. And you're going to put a grounding cord underneath it. And a grounding cord is a line of energy that's going to go from underneath the paper, like a tube, all the way down to the center of the planet. And you're going to anchor this piece of paper into the planet. And what that does is it creates this grounding cord for any energy in your list that's not in agreement with you getting this list to release from the list. So take this page right now and ground it. You can close your eyes and visualize that line of energy underneath the page. And if it helps to put a waterfall on the line or some oil inside the tube, that might also help your visual to releasing energy off of this. And just hold it out and ground it for a little bit. And let any energy that's not in agreement with you having this release from it. And one of the biggest energies I see coming out is competition from other people, perhaps other people that might want that wonderful description of a job that you just created. So you want to ground out other people's competition. And then you're going to fill this page in with a great big gold sun. So visualize a big golden sun above the page and bring that into the page. Fill it up with gold. You can let the gold run down the grounding cord too, so that the whole page and grounding cord are gold. All right, that's a really good start on defining your mock-up. So now here we're going to go to the second step, and that's the actual steps of the mock-up. Let me put this up. Christy, you'll have to tell me if that's actually showing up anywhere. I loaded it, but it doesn't show up on my screen. And if it doesn't show up, that's okay, because I'm going to walk you through it and you're going to go home with a copy of it so that you can actually practice this at home. Okay, what we're doing now is we're going to create a mental image picture. That is the mock-up. You just did the defining elements of that mock-up. And now we're going to take those elements and we're going to put them into the actual mock-up. So in energy world, we use symbols to contain energy, because energy is rather amorphous and you can't grab onto it, but you can visualize a symbol for it. And then you can imagine all of that energy in the symbol. And that's what we're going to do with this mock-up. And you can pick between two different symbols to use. One is a clear soap bubble. just a clear bubble. Or those of you that are familiar with using the symbol of a rose and have taken a lot of classes from me and you feel comfortable using a rose, use a rose. But for those of you that are just starting, I really like the clear bubble because it's a little bit easier to see the picture inside at first. All right, what we're going to be doing is putting a lot of different goodies into this bubble. And the first thing that we're going to do before we actually start putting things in the bubble is it's going to be important to be grounded when you do your mock. The energy that you create your mock-up in is the energy that that mock-up's going to come back to you in. So if you have a really bad day and you sit down and you go, I need a new job, this is terrible, and you sit down and you do your mock-up from this energy of disappointment and being upset, guess where your next job is going to come from? It's going to come to you in the vibration of wreckage. Okay, so you have to be cognizant of where your energy is before you start to set the energy of your mock-up, because the vibration of your mock-up has everything to do with whether that mock-up's going to come back in a good state or a bad state. All right, so we've got this bubble and we're going to be working on it, but we're going to get ourselves grounded first. And I'm just going to walk you through a simple grounding exercise. All you have to do is close your eyes, be seated in a chair with your feet hips distance apart, flat on the floor. And you're going to pull all of your awareness up to the center of your head, right here behind your sixth chakra and behind your eyes in the center of your head. And now I want you to close your eyes and locate the base of your spine, still with all of your attention up in your head. And at the base of your spine, you have a spinning energy center called your first chakra. And this first chakra, you're going to create a grounding cord underneath. So you could keep it super simple and just draw a line underneath that first chakra at the base of your spine and draw that line all the way down through your chair, down through the cement foundation of the building that you're in, down through the dirt, the molten lava, until you get that line all the way to the center of the planet, and you're going to anchor it in somehow. You could drill it in, nail it in, tie it around a rock, but you want it securely fastened to the center of the planet. Now, I like to use a tube for my grounding cord, but there are millions of pictures you can use for a grounding cord. But the reason I like to use a tube is because it automatically has a hollow center, and it's a lot easier for me to visualize releasing energy down that tube than it is for me sometimes to imagine releasing it down a rope or something. But you'll find your own sweet spot of what works for you with a grounding cord. So go ahead and ground yourself right now. And the minute you tie that grounding cord into the center of the planet, you're going to feel gravity gently pulling on you. That's what you want. So you want to start feeling a little heavier in your chair, like you're being pulled a little. Go ahead and close your eyes. Locate the base of your spine. And put your grounding cord on. And the point of putting a grounding cord on at this point in our class is for you to release energy. And I'd like you to start with just the stress of the day. If we can get the stress of the day out of your energetic space, your energy is going to pop up already. So I'm going to watch you as you are grounding and work with you and your energy a little bit to help you release the energy of the day and help you bump up your energy a bit before we start this mock-up. And think of all the stress that you're holding in your body from the day. This is how you release stress. You send it down to the center of the planet where it gets recycled. You're not hurting anyone, and you're not hurting the planet by letting go of this energy. The reason I'm saying that is because I know a lot of you out there are healers, and you have a lot of concern about not wanting to invade somebody else's space. All right, now that you're grounded, I'm going to start walking you through the steps of the mock-up. So you don't have to open your eyes. All of what we're going to be doing now is visualizing out in front with your eyes closed. And if it's hard for you to visualize, you can always imagine or get a sense of, or just postulate that you're doing the work. So if you don't see anything, please don't worry. That's not going to be a deal breaker as to whether or not you can do the mock-up and whether or not you get the job you're looking for. You just have to, I'm going to give you different methods to work this so that you can do the work even if you don't see what's going on. Being able to see energy on your screen is purely a mechanical issue, the mechanics of where you hold your energy. People that I work with, I've trained to be clairvoyant, but it takes time to learn where to hold your energy in order to do that. So some of you that say that all I can see is black, that might be true, but that might be true because you're in the wrong chakra while you're trying to do the energy work and trying to see it. So that's why you're going to hear me nag, nag, nag you. Get behind your eyes. This is where you want to be, in the center of your head, behind your eyes, as if you made a cross and you've brought it right down to about here in the center of your head. That's where you want your attention. Okay, so now that you are seated comfortably and you have your grounding cord down, so you're releasing energy while we're doing this, first thing you're going to do is look out in front of you and imagine a big white movie screen. This is your personal reading screen. Now, on this white movie screen, you're going to visualize a clear soap bubble. Everybody knows what a clear soap bubble looks like, so imagine a clear soap bubble out in front of you. Next, you're going to put a grounding cord on that clear soap bubble and ground the bubble with its own grounding cord to the very center of the planet. So go ahead and repeat what you did for yourself, but this time you're putting the grounding cord on the bubble. This is a very important step. If your bubble is not grounded when we do the work, it's not going to release any foreign energy. So it won't really get the healing that it needs before you send it out to the universe. Very important that you ground this bubble. All right, now that you've got it grounded, we're going to put a picture of what you want into that bubble. What is it that you're looking for? And how are we going to demonstrate that with a picture? Well, you're going to detail everything. And that's what I just had you do. I gave you a good head start with your 3-column list on how to start detailing what's important for you about your new job. Now, when you go to detail a picture of your new job, you can think about these things. How much? How much do you want of the things that you want? Be specific about how much. Detail the picture of everything. And remember that if you don't detail a picture of what you want, the universe is going to fill in the gaps and what's missing. So you're going to take the items from your 3-column list And those are the things you're going to put into the bubble. Now you can imagine that you've written those things out with your magic gold marker so that you don't have to take the time to rewrite them, and just turn all the written words to gold and put all those written words in gold into the bubble. That's one of my favorite ways of setting energy, is writing it out with my magic gold marker and putting the written word in. And do not be shy about asking for what you want. Think big. Now we're going to look at the energy. What kind of energy do you want to be in when you're at work? That's something to really think about. Do you want the energy to be of creative freedom? Would you prefer the energy to be more structured if you work better in a structured environment? What kind of energy do you want? Clear communication? Kind coworkers? A boss that's easy to work with, that you can actually enjoy and communicate with? Things like that. You want to look at the energy vibration and start to set that in the bubble. And again, you can write those vibrations out with your magic gold marker and put the written words in the bubble. Let's say I want a fair amount of freedom at my job. I'm going to write freedom in gold, put that written word in the bubble. So go ahead and add the vibrations that you would like to experience when you're on the job actually working. Okay, now we're going to personalize your picture. So I want you to start formulating a vision of you receiving this new job or this mock-up. And the picture that you want to create to put in your bubble has to include you. And it has to include your emotion that you're going to experience when you actually get this job. So let's say your emotion might be relief to have money coming in again. You would want to put a vision of you with relief on your face in your picture that you're going to put into the bubble. You could put a picture of you with enthusiasm as your expression on your face. Whatever emotion you're going to strive for or that you're looking for to get from a new job, you want to create a mental image picture now of you receiving that job with that emotion on your face. Go ahead and start to visualize that picture. Next is we're going to actually set a date. We're going to set a date for you to get this. It's really important when you do a mock-up to put a time frame in there so you have an end date. Otherwise, you could get your mock-up next lifetime. I'm not kidding. So you have to be specific with a mock-up because the universe will listen to you. Now, I'm going to give you a statement that we're going to put into the mock-up that I have found to be a great statement to raise the energy and set it for the mock-up. So I'm going to say the statement and you get to fill in the blanks. All right. I will receive blank, and you fill in the kind of job. I will receive blank or something greater that is in the highest and best good for all involved on blank date at blank time. I'll say it again. You fill it in and then put the written gold words into the bubble. I will receive blank or something greater that is for the highest and best good for all involved on blank day at blank time. Good. Next, the next step is you're going to ask Divinity if there's any communication for you about your mock-up. This is an important step because you have to listen to that one-to-one space with Divinity and listen to see if you set your mock-up up correctly. And what I mean by that is it set up where it's not creating karma for anyone? Is it set up in neutrality and truly for the highest and best good of all involved? Or do you need to change something in order for you to get that mock-up? So I'm going to give you a few moments to just quietly check in with Supreme Being Divinity and listen. Is there anything I need to change before I send this mock-up out? Okay, hopefully you got your communication. And if you were asked to change something in the mock-up, you're going to change it. If you were asked to do something yourself, maybe tweak your energy or something, it could be, Divinity could tell you a million different things. And you want that mock-up to be in alignment before you send it out. So you really use your Mickey ears, okay? All right, now go ahead and make those changes that you were asked to. And once you've made those changes, now remember your bubble is grounded. And now you're going to ask Divinity for a blessing on your mock-up. So as long as you've got everything the way you're supposed to, ask Divinity for a blessing. And this is always kind of fun because you can watch the mock-up on your screen and watch the energy be raised by the blessing. So go ahead and take a moment now and ask Divinity to bless your your mock-up bubble. All right. Now that your mock-up has been blessed, we're down to the last step, which some people might say is the hardest step, because this step is where you have to pull your energy out of the mock-up, because the universe only wants to see a picture. The universe doesn't want your energy in that mock-up. It wants the picture. That's why I keep stressing you've got to imagine what this looks like, you receiving this job offer and how happy you're going to be. All right. So what you're going to do is pull your energy out of the mock-up. The best way that I know of how to pull your energy out of the mock-up is to create a gold sun above your head. And you've got your mock-up out on your screen, and you postulate that you're going to pull all of your expectations, your demand energy, your hurry up energy, all of that rush, 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 I have to have this, all the survival energy. You're going to call all of that energy that you may have put in your mock-up into the gold sun above your head. And you'll actually be able to see that energy coming out of it and moving to a place where your sun is above your head. If you don't see that happening, you'll probably be able to feel it because the energy will be coming back to you. So we're going to call all of our hurry up, survival energy, I gotta have this, I need this, all of that kind of energy, expectations, demands. We're going to call it back into this gold sun, because the gold sun is going to neutralize those vibrations so that when we bring our energy back in, we're not bringing back in, hurry up, I need this. We're bringing back in neutral gold energy. So I want you to do this step right now, where you take a few moments to look at that bubble out on your screen and call back your energy. What makes this technique work is this step right here, calling all of your energy out of your mental image picture. The universe doesn't want to look at your energy. That's going to mess it up. It wants to look at a neutral picture. Call your demand energy back. That would be, hurry up, I need this. Call back your expectations. And also call back any worry that you have. You don't want your worry in your mock-up. Call that into the sun. Get that energy back in your body where it's usable. Worry is a future time energy, and worry is going to keep pushing your mock-up out into future time so that it never really gets to you. That's why it's really important to pull worry out. Okay. Good. Good job. All right. Now you can go ahead and fill that mock-up in with a big gold sun. And we're now going to send it off to the center of the universe. We're going to cut the grounding cord off of it. So take your magic gold scissors and snip, 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 and send that bubble out into the center of the universe and forget about it. Forget about it. You need to pull your energy completely out of it and let it just roll around in the universe for a bit. As long as you've put your time frame in there and you've followed all the steps, that mock-up is about 1,000 times more powerful than talking to 100 of your friends looking for a job. That mock-up is going to bring your ideal job to you. So I hope you enjoyed that. You can now go ahead and bring a great big gold sun in that you've been filling up. Fill yourself up with that gold sun. You can open your eyes and come on out of trance. And I want to add one thing to the mock-up, that you never have to worry about how the mock-up is going to get to you. That's the part that the universe creates. The universe will bring that mock-up to you. And the truth is, you have no idea how or who that mock-up is going to come through. And that's what's so exciting about a mock-up, is you can send it out, and in our own small brains, we could never figure out all the different possibilities of how that job could come to us. But the universe can, and the universe will, and it will create a path to you. And I think some of you might be really surprised at how powerful these tools are and how this works. I'm so happy that you sat through all of this with me and hung in there with me. I have a quick announcement about another event this week. This is for people who are in my Soul Support Sanctuary membership, which is open to absolutely everyone. I try to put a lot of goodies in that space so that for a very small monthly fee, you get healings and you get communication from me for just a really small fee. This month, those members in the Soul Support membership are getting 2 group healings. One, what was the first one on? We just did it, Serenity. And then next week, I'm going to do an astral body healing on everyone. So I'm really excited about that. This Friday at 7 p.m., if you're a member of the sanctuary, I'm going to send you all a link where you can come and meet up with me online for a half an hour. I'm just going to be talking about psychic stuff, and I'm there to take your text. So if you have a one-on-one question, or you have a healing something that you would like a healing on, I want you to text me, and I'm actually going to do it live during the half hour, and maybe use those calls as teaching tools so that other people can learn from whatever it is that you're experiencing, and also talk about topics. So this is a new thing that I'm going to be starting, and I wanted to invite you all to that. 7 o'clock. If you're interested in coming to that, please text me or email me and let me know so I can send you a link to join the membership. Membership is $27 a month. So you get two healings and this half-hour check-in that you can utilize for your own self if you have something that you need looked at. And it's not a big enough thing where you want to do a full reading. You just want a quick answer. So I really would like to invite all of you to that. And then I think that's all the announcements I have for tonight. And if you want to be put on my mailing, please email me at karinfogerty@gmail.com, and I'll put you on my mailing list so you can find out about all of my specials and events. And my email is spelled KarinFogerty@gmail.com. And I want to thank all of you so much for joining me tonight. I hope this helps you and gives you a roadmap and some good tools for getting the ideal job that you're looking for. I look forward to seeing you again next month for whatever I decided to do as a free class. There'll be one, okay? Got my eyes on you. Thank you for coming tonight. Have a great week.